The NBA season is in full swing, and I've had a great time watching teams battle it out each and every night. Some teams have been playing incredible basketball up to this point, and others have done quite the opposite. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. My name is Nolan Collery, and joining me today are two fellow NBA enthusiasts, excited to share insight on the teams they've been watching, CheRanda Hammond and Matthew Blutig. So let's jump right into the analysis of some of the good that this season has brought. So starting with you, CheRanda, who do you think's been the best team in the NBA thus far?
I think it comes as no shock when I say the best team in the NBA thus far, in my opinion, has to be the defending Eastern Conference champions, the Boston Celtics. I feel like a lot of teams had trades and everything going on, and the Celtics just kept their big three in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum is leading the team right now in 3 different categories. I think the most are definitely his points. I believe he was averaging 30 points per game, 30 and a half. And then another big thing for me, you can have great offense and keep shooting, but it means nothing if you can't play defense, and he has 7.9 rebounds per game, so I think that's definitely going to be a lot. And even though he was out, the Celtics still were able to pull it off, so I think that's a great team, and they're the best team thus far, in my opinion.
What about you, Matthew?
I'm going to pick the team right below the Boston Celtics. In the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're 13-7 right now, and that all starts with their star player, Donovan Mitchell. They signed him in the offseason, part of a huge trade package. He's a very dynamic scorer. He makes his teammates better. But I think we also need to highlight Darius Garland. Darius Garland last year barely made the All-Star game. This year he's making it for sure because he can run that point, and he's averaging better numbers than last year. He's averaging like 20 points per game now, or 24. And he's making his teammates better. I also want to highlight Evan Mobley, who should have won Rookie of the Year last year, but he adds size. He could shoot the three. He really does everything that you want out of a player in today's modern NBA game. And let's not forget about Kevin Love, brings veteran leadership. He once was the man on the Wolves. Karis LeVert, who also starts. He's a nice crafty piece. So they got a lot of different parts that could really make them go far in this season. 13-7, and I only see it going upward for them.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Especially fun to watch them this year because they have Penn State legend Lamar Stevens coming off the bench. And with the Celtics, I've had Tatum as my MVP pick all year, and I'm going to stick with that gun. So the issue with great teams is that when they win all the time, that means there are teams that lose all the time. So Matthew, kicking it to you first this time, there's got to be a worse team in the NBA, and who do you think it is right now?
I think statistically they're not the worst, but when they're on the court, they're the worst. The San Antonio Spurs. Greg Popovich, all credit to him. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. That you can't deny that. But the Manu, Tim Duncan days, those are over. Now you're going on to the Keldon Johnson days. Those really aren't a thing. They have Trey Jones, Keldon Johnson, and Jakob Poeltl. That's not much you could do with that. They're 5-16. They started off well, surprisingly, but now they've been 1-9 in their past 10 games. I think it's officially tanking season for them. I think they want Wembanyama right now. I don't know if that's in the cards right now, considering how the Lakers are playing now with the Pelicans pick. But they are not a good team. They really are. It's just a bunch of, as much as I don't want to say misfits, it really are a bunch of misfits just put together on a team and playing pickup ball. And it's really shown in their 5-16 record. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say at first I think I was going to go with the Lakers when I first read this question, and then after I thought about it, I was like, no, I think I agree with Matthew, the Spurs. I think you might have said earlier in the day that a casual fan cannot name one player other than Trey Jones on this team, and me personally, he used to be able to name like all team starting 5. Trey Jones is probably the only one. I'm not even sure if he's a starter anymore. So I definitely think the Spurs have a really bad case of a bunch of great players, but a team that just can't mesh together anymore.
It feels like you're watching college basketball when they play. They really have a lack of top-end talent to put them over the top. They play good team basketball. If you like passing and missed three-point attempts, Spurs basketball is probably for you. So now my favorite thing to talk about, there are good teams and there are bad teams, but a whole other category is teams that are just fun to watch. As viewers of the NBA, that's really what brings us in. You don't have to necessarily be the best player on a team or the best roster in the league to be a ton of fun. So starting with you this time, CheRanda, which team's been the most fun to watch this year?
Yeah, I think the most team, in my opinion, has been the most fun to watch, win or lose, is the Golden State Warriors. I feel like they're just off season, their parade party was good, but they just seem like they're a great team to have. It doesn't matter what the score is or what's going on. They're always having fun, always cheering each other on. So that's my pick for my most fun team to watch.
What about you, Matthew?
Yeah, so you just passed me the ball, and it set me up for a perfect shot because my answer is the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, Portland coming into this season we didn't really know how they were going to be, right? A healthy Damian Lillard is a scary Trailblazers team, which makes for a fun Trailblazers team. Let's not forget Anthony Simons got drafted and was sort of the backup point guard role for a while because C.J. McCollum was there. And he's practically, if you watch his tape, emulated everything Damian Lillard has been doing for the past 3 years and has put it into his bag, which makes him so fun to watch, dropping 20-plus per night. He's I don't want to say he's an all-star, but he's on the brink of being an all-star. And you got the supporting pieces are also fun to watch. And when a healthy Portland Trailblazers team is playing, that's not only a scary team, but a fun team to watch as a viewer. And I know you like fun basketball.
I do like fun basketball. I think the West is going to be incredible to watch this year. There's no clear-cut top dog yet this year. I think it's going to be a ton of fun.
And they could steal playing spots.
They absolutely could. It's going to be a fun year to watch. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. The NBA season is just getting better as time goes on, and I know that I am just as excited to keep watching as my fellow analysts are. For CheRanda Hammond, Matthew Blutig, and everyone here on Penn State Sports Night, I'm Nolan Collery. Have a wonderful night and a happy holidays.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night. We hope you liked that segment.
And we're sure there's other Penn State Sports Night segments that you are going to love as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.
And check us out on social media for updates and behind-the-scenes clips and pics. Follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.